Hello, and welcome to the next review on Fifth Entertainment. First of 4 today. As promised from the last reviews, our next feature is Phantasm 4, Oblivion. Give me a second here. Let's put my guy on the throat. Well, there's always a bad installment in every franchise. That said, this is probably the most impressive bad installment of a franchise. Yeah. I just picked on the movie and now I'm going to defend it. Well, I will definitely tell you the premise of the movie first, and then I'll get into that. Phantasm 4 Oblivion takes place, like the third film, only a few minutes or so after the events of the last film. And basically, Mike is driving off into the wilderness in a hearse, trying to lure the tall man away. He also is on a quest to go ahead and find out what's going on with him, how it happened, and uncover the secrets of the tall man. Reggie is on pursuit of finding Mike yet again. And one thing I always kind of got funny with these movies is why is it that the Hemi never ever, when it gets destroyed and demolished, stay demolished? It's like for example, in the first movie, I believe it gets totaled. In the second movie, it gets blown up into smithereens. I believe by the end of the third film, nothing really happened to it. But it doesn't change the fact that the car was destroyed in the second film. I guess that never happened. Movie magic, I guess. At least with Supernatural, with the car in that TV show. At least when it gets destroyed, we see Dean actually repairing the car. But he was on pursuit, obviously. And for all this, we actually learn that the tall man's actual physical form is not him. It's actually nothing more than a shell that an alien force possessed and took over. And that he was Jeremiah Mormon's side, which is exposed as what his actual name is in this movie. He was just a curious science mind. About 200 or 300 years ago, he just simply was fascinated with discovering interdimensional travel and travel through time and stuff like that. Which is essentially what he did, at least according to this movie. There's a lot more to it than that. Again, it does not explain how the tall man keeps coming back after being killed with each one of these movies. That gets in with the next movie. By the end of the film, Reggie and Mike meet up. Mike has a plan to destroy the tall man before he goes evil. The tall man catches him in his tracks. They have a showdown. Mike actually has telekinesis powers too, I guess. He can move things with his mind. So he sets a trap for the tall man to blow him up. Now to kill the tall man again, he comes back for the interdimensional fork, and then he takes the ball out of Mike's head, and we're led to believe that Mike is dying. In the movie, laying down and dying, fading away. While Reggie goes through the dimensionary fork after the tall man saying, "I'll be back for you." And that's essentially how the movie ends. Now on to the funny perks of the movie. They didn't have any money with this movie. They had the littlest of money that they had in any of these movies with the fourth movie. And A. Michael Baldwin actually co-produced this one. The actor that plays Mike. He actually came up with the idea of two things. Most of his scenes, which makes out for a lot of the movie, because this is definitely not a Reg Man one. 2 and 3 were more about Reggie, and 5 more about Reggie. This one's really more about Mike. Most of his scenes are filmed with him driving in a hearse. We have weird, bizarre things going on. Well, a lot of the rest of the movie uses stock footage that was never actually used in the original movie, and kind of does, memories from the past to kind of fill up the runtime of the movie, supposedly. So you have stock footage from the first film. You have him driving around in a hearse, and him pretty much being held out in a sort of canyon rock formation location. So there's not really a whole lot in this movie. But when it does have stuff, it has some pretty good visual effects. Like it had the zombie cop was pretty cool. Has the explosions. Another female, which Reggie picks up off the side of the road because he's always horny. That's a playing perk right there. He was horny for sex in the second movie. Got it. That woman turned out to be a zombie from the Tall Man. Third movie, we meets up with that army retiree, Rocky, who is a black woman. Can never actually get it on with her because she keeps pushing him away. In this one, he meets up with a typical blonde woman, long blonde, and basically does get it, but then he finds out her boobs are actually these sentinel spears, and that she's out a zombie too. So I don't think he ever really gets really completely lucky and finds true love at all in these movies. But that's just a funny thing to say about him. There's more of that in the fifth film too. Yeah, it has a pretty good visual effects in it. There is one CGI shot in this movie, although people can argue that the climax has some CGI use with the explosions of the hearse and stuff like that, and then engulfing flames on the Tall Man, and that how he travels through the missionary forks in this movie uses CGI, which I agree. But the one CGI shot that really pops out when it comes to this movie is the introduction into the opening credit logo with the movie. You have eyeballs all coming at you all fast and stuff like that, like a CGI effect, and then you have the opening credit, Phantasm, and then you have a 4 flying around, and window 4 underneath it, then it turns into Oblivion. All CGI in my opinion. Now what is wrong with this movie? Well, they didn't have any money, and they, in a lot of ways, made a boring movie compared to the first 3 films. Now, do I hate this movie? No, because they did do ingenious things to actually make the movie work and fit in really well with the previous films. All right, well, let's go on to the quality of the movie. This is a 178 by 1 widescreen format because this also was released directly to video, and I believe it was 1998. Yep, 1998. So it went direct to video. So it's the 178 by 1 wide frame. The DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 track. This is the best one of the series in that regard because it kind of does a little bit of what 2002's Die Another Day, the 20th James Bond movie, does. It basically is backwards. A lot of most of the sound is on the surrounds, kind of going forward into the stereo and mono. It's kind of what I feel about this one. But what makes that kind of stand out more is the fact that you have a lot of surround exciting effects with the movie. Almost everything it's flying around the room and such. It's really kind of cool. Again, I believe this movie was recorded with a 5.1 track. Of course, DTS HD didn't exist back then; they just used Dolby Digital. But or that's what they want you to believe. No one really knows. But yeah, overall, this is a pretty good movie. This was supposed to be the last Phantasm. And I'll go in more into how the development hell of the fifth film actually came about and so on in the next Phantasm review, which will be the final Phantasm review for Phantasm Ravager from 2016. Well, that's pretty much all there's to say about Phantasm 4 Oblivion. Did you like Phantasm 4? Are you like those people out there, a whole lot of them that didn't like this movie? I have a neutral point of view on this movie, and don't get me wrong. There are plenty of movies I will be getting to within the next couple of months that I'm going to shock the hell out of you by saying I hate this movie. And a lot of people are not going to like it because of the fact that there's those movies that I really hate that we'll be reviewing in September and October are films that you most likely like and love. But that's kind of the way that kind of goes. But yeah, I have another point on this movie. Do you like this video? Do you not like this video? It's always, if you choose, subscribe, like, share. Check back in on me from time to time, see if I have any new stuff that you haven't seen. Whatever you want. Well, I will see you next time for my review of Psycho 4: The Beginning. See ya.